What's happening, people of the internet? It is your boy, the one, the only Mr. Feet himself, and well, to bring you guys another Boba Fett video for you guys here today. So let's dive right into it.
Mr. Feet? Mr. Bob A. Feet?
Sure, whatever.
What's happening, guys? It is your boy Buffy here once again, bringing you the third installment of my 5-part series. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I'm reviewing every Boba Fett figure that has come out, either whether it's from Sideshow or Hot Toys, except for the quarter scale and the Sideshow Mythos, because those ones I don't like, so I don't want to do that. But for the most part, it's all of it, and that's in anticipation for the book of Boba Fett. So I wanted to do something special, you know, revolving, you know, that, because as you guys can see, Boba Fett's like my favorite character, obviously. So I wanted to do, well, something special, and that's what I'm going to do. So if you guys haven't seen my past videos, probably like the links will be here somewhere or down in the description below, but yeah, you guys can go check this out. And well, this is our third video, and I am reviewing every figure in order that it's come out throughout Boba Fett's history. So that's from the day he was born all the way to his, well, last appearance, except for the Mandalorian stuff, because those figures haven't come out yet. So if you guys want to see the rest of the series, make sure to hit that little red button right there that says subscribe, hit the little bell notification so you guys get the notifications. But yes, ladies and gents, and well, that brings us to today, which is our third installment, which is the vintage color Hot Toys Boba Fett, based off of the 1979 Kenner action figure that came out, well, in 1979.
Each sold separately. And now Boba Fett, Star Wars villain with his laser rifle. Boba Fett is not yet available in stores, but you can get him free with 4 proofs of purchase from any Star Wars action figures. Details on specially marked packs at participating stores. Offer ends May 31st. Star Wars action figures sold separately from Kenner.
In anticipation for the Empire Strikes Back then. So, and as you guys can see, I forgot to mention real quick, this is based off, or not based, but this is in celebration of the 40th anniversary of Empire Strikes Back, which was 40 years ago. And well, as you guys can see, Hot Toys did a wonderful job in replicating, well, that figure, and even the box art. As you guys can see, the box art on this is beautiful. I did not pick up this figure up initially way back then, or like a year ago when it came out, and it's currently sold out now. But well, since I was doing this series, I was like, might as well pick it up, and well, here we have it today. And I instantly, like, I'm already in love with it just because of the box art itself. Like I said, Hot Toys replicated the Kenner box art that they used for their little action figures and all that, and they replicated in their own style for, well, the 1/6 scale figure, as you guys can see. And this thing did not disappoint. This thing is beautiful. I'm gonna debate in whether or not to pick up a second one, just so I can have a second one displayed with the boxes, because it looks so cool. But yeah, you guys can see that beautiful pictures of the figure there itself. And then we have another one back here, and then it's just, I love how they added their own taste to where they added the pictures of the figure itself, and it just looks beautiful. Everything pops, and I just love how it looks. I mean, just look at it, dude. It's beautiful, and you can see the figure itself already there, so you can already see a preview of it and all that. And then, you know what, let's just open this real quick, and as you guys can see, we have the figure here itself with all the accessories, and just looking at it right there is just very, very nice. So what we will do now, ladies and gents, well, of course, is dive right into the accessories and then the figure itself. All right, ladies and gents, we have all the accessories of this figure laid out in front of us here today, and as you guys can tell, well, it's your basic Boba Fett necessities. We have his pocket knives right here, which they look pretty nice, especially with the different color schemes that they have there with the aluminum finish. This one is actually like a rose gold finish, which is very nice. And these are just his shin knives, or what I call them. Well, basically they're the knives that go into shin pockets over there, which I will showcase in a bit later on. So very nice, just nice aluminum right there with a little nice stripe of red right there. And then of course we have his basic, if I can do this, if we can have, and then we just have his basic hands right here. It's not very detailed, which I kind of understand the concept of the vintage color ones, where it's not, you know, they just had very bland, I guess, paint apps back then on the figure. So it's basically showcasing the blandness of, I guess, the details when it comes to like the figure itself. So that's why they didn't add any detail or any really weathering for it whatsoever. So that's there, and like I said, basic hands right there. And then of course we have the base here itself. Base is same old, nothing special. We have the Boba Fett. It would have been nice if it said vintage color Boba Fett, but hey, it's whatever. It's not really a big big deal to me whatsoever. And then we move on to the weaponry over here. So here we have the Pulse 40 in a different color variant. As you guys can see, the aluminum finish is pretty much the same, but the only difference here is the red handle grip right there, and then of course along the little barrel right there, you can see it has a nice red there. Obviously there's no weathering to it, it's just a nice finish to it, which is very nice. And well, yeah, there you have it. And then we move on to the EE3. Nothing different here, actually just looks normal to the actual Empire Strikes Back one, just looks pretty much the same. I do want to say that the only thing that I would say is that this is a little bit more darker compared to the actual EE3 on the Boba Fett Empire Strikes Back version. It does have a little bit more gray to it over here, but other than that, it looks pretty much the same. And yeah, and surprised they didn't actually go with like a actual, like, you know, vintage color or, you know, bright color. They actually just went straight with the, you know, normal colors. And then moving on to the jetpack here itself, we have, well, the jetpack here. As you guys can see, it's not very as much detail when it comes to paint, obviously, because it's replicating the actual figure, you know, the action figure, the Kenner one. So it was just very blue in the back. And of course, well, we have the rocket here that's red, and of course that is to signify the shooting rocket, which is a whole different story. Everyone knows that when it comes to Boba Fett fans. They know about the rocket firing Kenner action figure and all that stuff. But yeah, it is implicating that right there, the little red rocket right there. And then of course we have the jetpack exhaust right here. You guys can see they have both a metallic silver finish, which is very nice. And one thing I'd like to point out too is, I know that most of this figure is clean, but you can see throughout the figure itself, I'm sorry, the jetpack itself, that it has little weathering marks. As you guys can see, it just has chip marks throughout the whole jetpack right there, as you guys can see, which is a very nice detail right there. And yeah, just a very nice clean jetpack there. So when it comes to accessories, that's pretty much it. So now, ladies and gents, what we do is get into the figure itself. We have the figure here itself, and I'm not gonna say much other than the fact that this thing looks absolutely gorgeous. In person, I honestly did not think about how beautiful this figure looks, and I'm not even over exaggerating. I know I may sound a little biased with the fact that I'm a huge Boba Fett fan, but the look of this, the paint apps on this is very, very beautiful. Just, you guys can see this thing is gorgeous throughout the whole body. Just everything about it looks beautiful. I do want to point out just little things that do bother me, is the fact that right here in the back, it looks, there's a bunch of like, I don't want to say wires, but a bunch of entanglements, and it looks very, very, you know, busy and kind of messy. But at the same time, I'm not really going to be bothered by it because of the jetpack that we're going to be having here in just a second. And then another thing I do want to point out is, of course, we have this stupid ass jetpack over here, which of course Hot Toys for some reason always gives us this, just make it magnetized, dude. I don't understand why you guys just don't do that. But other than that, I mean, that's pretty much it when it comes to the cons. And then just pros of this, just look at this. It's so beautiful throughout the whole figure itself. You guys can see this thing is gorgeous. But here we are today. One thing I do want to point out, which was a really nice touch that Hot Toys did, is when you actually take the figure out itself, it does have the hands where it has the trigger finger, and it has like a little hand just laying down like that. I'll put a picture right next to it. So when it basically replicates what you would get out of a Kenner action figure, like an actual one, which is a really nice touch. And yeah, I love the vibrancy of the colors here. Everything about this is matte finish, and it's obviously different than the actual Boba Fett thing. And we'll just dive right into it just real quick. We have the boots here, which is a very nice color, nothing different than what we've seen with all the Boba Fetts, of course, with the spikes there. And then we move up, we have the little the ankle pads right there, and then we have the knife, or the shin knives, that is what they call. And I did put them there. As you guys can see, they have the little knives right there and the pockets right there, which is very nice. And then of course we have these shin pads right here. Pretty much the same thing as for much Boba Fett's. Like I said, same type of like indents and all that. And then we have little weathering marks right there, and then of course little blasters right there. Then we move up to the bodysuit of the thigh area, and that's of course with the little pockets right there. These obviously you don't open up. It's a grayish color throughout the whole undersuit right there, as you guys can see, which matches the bluish look that you get from the actual Kenner figure. And then we move up to the crotch area. Of course, you know, most of Boba Fett's, you know, all of Boba Fett's, that they have the little indentation right there, which is very nice. They have the little weathering marks right there, as you guys can see, with the nice green army-ish color look right there. And of course we have the pockets that Boba Fett comes with. The last figure that we reviewed, the animated one, did not have these which in this one actually does have them. And then of course we have them in a brown color. And then moving up the belt over here, we have pleather belts right here, which actually these ones do not come with the buttons. It comes with only, each side has one button, which is very weird. I do not know why. And then it has a little belt right here, right there. This belt is actually the same as the Empire Strikes Back, because this is basically the whole Empire Strikes Back one, just obviously different colors. And yeah, moving up to the chest plate area, we finally have the Boba Fett logo right there, as you guys can see on the right chest plate right there. And then of course we actually have the numbers showing now in the little number area right there, which is very nice. Nice green army color right there, along with the little indentations of the, you know, blaster dents right there with the little silver marks. And then of course we move to the gauntlets. Obviously we have the yellow and then red side over here. As you guys can see, these are the Empire Strikes Back gauntlets right here. Super vibrant colors in person, definitely different. And of course with the aluminum effects with the little blaster parts there. And of course same thing over here, very vibrant red, as you guys can see, more of a burgundy red, which I really like, of course with the aluminum finishes on the little metal parts of the gauntlet. And then of course we have the little hose running down along Boba Fett's arm up there. And then of course we have the Wookiee braids over here. One thing I also do want to mention too, the Wookiee braids are kind of annoying sometimes when it comes to the Boba Fett figures, just because of how wompy, and not wonky, but they just tend to, you know, float around a lot, and it kind of gets annoying when you pose it. So yeah, there's one thing right there. And then we finally move up to the shoulder pads. As you guys can see, we finally have that Mandalorian logo right there, and you guys can see the little weathering marks. Both yellow on each side, but this one's a little bit more battle damage, as you guys can see with the little aluminum weathering and all that paint chip marks right there, which is very nice. And then of course, last but not least, ladies and gents, or actually before we get to the helmet, we have the little cape, which is a very nice color cape. I really like the look of the cape. I believe that the Kenner version did not actually have a cape, I guess you can say, so it's very different. I think Hot Toys kind of just went their own way, kind of gave it its own cape, which is very nice. I love the green that they added to it. Of course it's wired, because we love wired over here. It's a very greenish color with a little very brownish stripe down it, and then of course it's weathered along with little tear marks at the end. Very nice cape. I love the look that it gives to it, and it adds much more personality to the figure itself. And then of course we move to the helmet itself, and you guys can see it is a very matte finish look, along with the little, you know, the normal T-visor along with the little red outline on there. And then as you guys can see, we have a little darkish purplish, you know, cheekbones, as you guys can see there. And then of course the helmet itself is a very bluish purplish type of look, which is very nice. And then we have little weather marks throughout the helmet, which is a very nice that Hot Toys added on their part, which is very nice. And of course it does look clean from afar, but when you get up to close to it, you can see the weather marks. And of course we have the Boba Fett dent right there, and then we have the rangefinder there, you know, normal black rangefinder, no dots on this one as well, which is whatever, but yeah, there you have it. And then on the back you guys could see the little marks right there on the side of his helmet, and then of course his a little bit of weathering there. But yeah, overall the figure is very clean. And yeah, and then the range of articulation is very nice when it comes to the boots over here. Yes, they are high boots, but at the same time you do get a very good range of motion when it comes to articulation and all that, which is very nice if you want to pose them in good, you know, poses and all that. And then as you guys can see, we can move them all the way up, which is very nice. Same thing with the legs, nothing crazy. And then the head is a ball joint, I guess, joint, so then you have that range of articulation, which is very nice. But yeah, overall, like I said, beautiful figure, just a great figure in general. And you know, that's pretty much my first thoughts on it. So what we will do now, ladies and gents, of course, is actually get to the final part of the video, and that is my favorite part, which is I pose the figure in various poses while expressing my final thoughts. So we will be right back. Alright, ladies and gents, we are here back with the figure here itself, and as you guys can see, I have it in my final pose that I am personally going to be displaying it with. And let me just end off by saying this thing is absolutely gorgeous. This is one of the, if not the most unique figure that I have in my personal collection, other than the animated Boba Fett. If you guys haven't checked that out, go check that out. You guys already seen how different that is, but honestly, I'm kind of leaning towards this one just because of how clean it looks. Like, actually, like, clean. I know it's painted all matte and all that, and I understand, like, it does have weathering marks here and there, but the clean look, I'm really loving how the clean painted look to this, you know, what looks. I know something similar like this will kind of happen with the Boba Fett version of, you know, the Mandalorian, where it has like his repainted armor. I know it's gonna be like that. But until then, right now, this is the look that I love. Everything, the matte colors on this, is just, it fits in so perfectly with this. And I love Hot Toys' adaptation of this figure, you know, being based off of the 1979 Kenner action figure. It's such a beautiful mixture of both 1/6 scale, like Hot Toys' type of style, and then of course the Kenner, which is, you know, and they just nailed it perfectly, right to the nail. And it's just a chef's kiss, dude. Literally, it's beautiful. I may be biased and all that, but dude, it's gonna be super hard trying to, you know, rank all these Boba Fett, because I love every single one of them so far, and it's just hard to really, I mean, every figure has its own style, but for sure that's gonna be a very, very difficult you know, ranking video. But until then, right now, like I said, beautiful all around. Just everything about it in my perfect eyes is, it's perfect, except for, you know, like I said, little cons that I did mention earlier in the video, where it's like, you know, just the jetpack and then little holsters. That holster is annoying, and just little thing, like 3 little things. But other than that, it's a perfect figure. The paint apps on it is absolutely gorgeous. That's what makes this figure stand out. And like in person, like this, the camera probably won't do justice on this figure until you actually see it in person. Like like that's just mainly how all figures work. But for this one specifically, it's just so beautiful, and like it's very subtle but loud at the same time. And I think that's what makes it like special for me, because it's like I've never even touched a 19, not even a 19, it's just a Kenner Boba Fett action figure. I know they have reissues and stuff, so me being, I guess, as young as I am, this is like my very first technically Kenner type. I know it's not technically, but still, like, this is my version of it, and it's like the most perfect version that you can possibly get, especially me being a 1/6 scale collector. This is perfect. And the fact that Hot Toys did this, I don't think they've done anything like this for Star Wars, except for like the Hot Toys animated special, but that's about it. Like something special like this where they actually base it off of another action figure, it's super cool and super unique. And I mean, I'm just glad Hot Toys did it. And out of all the characters, it was the man himself, Boba Fett. But yeah, I mean, just like I said, overall beautiful figure. If you guys have the chance to pick this up, by all means pick it up, because I have a very good feeling that these will only keep going up in price, and once they go up, it's going to be like the animated special, and we already know how the animated special goes for. So, but yeah, but with that being said, ladies and gents, if you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a thumbs up, because it helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. And of course, if you guys enjoyed the video, like I said, or well, if you guys enjoyed the video, like the video, and then of course let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, what you guys think about this figure here itself. Do you guys like it? Do you guys not? What do you guys not like about it? What do you guys like about it? I mean, and this is a buy or pass for you. For me, obviously this is a buy for me, obviously, because it's Boba Fett. Anything Boba Fett for the most part I will buy. But even then, if it wasn't, I think for the uniqueness and the, you know, the very, I don't know how to, yeah, the uniqueness of the figure, this is something I'm going to be picking, like I would have picked up regardless. But yeah, and if you guys want to follow me through my journey of unboxing all the Boba Fett figures, we are more than halfway through the series. We have one more figure to unbox up until the ranking video, and I'm super excited for that. That next one is Return of the Jedi, which I'm very excited about. But yeah, if you guys want to continue on following me on, you know, that journey, well, hit that little red button like I said earlier in the video, and hit that little bell notification when these videos come out. Most of these Boba Fett videos will be coming out during the weekend, so if they haven't came out already and you guys are still waiting for it, well, it's going to be coming out on the weekend. But with that being said, ladies and gents, it's been your boy, Mr. Feet, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.